Hello everyone, this is Danish. This video is an additional information about this one topic, which is important topic, why they ask about SCCM in entry-level interviews. So this is going to be a little practical approach for our members. Remember, most of our videos are about our members because they are in a platform, they are in a program, and most of these things then make sense when they are members of our platform. But it should also help other people with basic understanding of this question. So here, the first suggestion is that go to YouTube, go to Job Skillshare English channel and click on videos and click on this video, why they ask about SCCM entry-level IT interview, to know what I'm talking about in this video. So adding to that video, we have now opened this course, which is called SCCM Systems Integration Professional. Now this is an old course. We have actually stopped developing video in this course, but it has something very important for you to understand as a new person. So this is what we are talking about, that certain skills are not part of your entry-level education or skills that you really need to have, like installing and configuring WDS, WSUS, ADK, MDT, configuring IS, SQL Server specifically, and this is a big no. No one will let you change schema of Active Directory if you are an entry-level professional. Now let me tell you this. If you can, and if you're watching this video and you say, oh, I can do this, I'm doing it at work, you are a very few people that are doing this. Normally, that's not done that way. Nobody should be, entry level should be allowed to change schema for Active Directory when they don't know what they're doing, and if they cannot recover from that, this means that the whole system is down then somebody has to recover everything for them. So this is the reason, and specifically SQL too. I mean, people should have some basic knowledge about SQL, but that's also not required. In entry-level help desk positions, IT support positions, nobody will ask you SQL type of questions. If they do, that's specifically about that company, but don't worry about it. Most of the companies do not ask these type of questions. Now, some people may say, oh, what about deployments? We do a lot of deployments and everything. Remember, you're just going a little further. That's not an entry-level stuff. If you want to learn about it, great. If you want to talk and look good in the interview, that's your own choice. Like I said, the more you learn, the more you talk in interview, the more you sell. But you don't need to stress yourself about it, because not a lot of people are. They're basically, their brains are not designed. Most of us are not like that. Some people are good at technology, so they can pick things like that. So not many people will be expecting anything in the server level as well. Now, what do they expect from the server level? Usually they want to know, do you know the difference between a domain controller or just a normal server or Active Directory or things like that, where you can at least talk about, okay, I know what Active Directory is. I know how to get into Active Directory. I know I can use administrative tools to connect from my machine to the domain controller. Most real environments, if they are done correctly, they won't let an entry level professional get into the domain controllers. That's just not a good practice at all, because they're just entry level. It's not bad or anything. It's just that if they mess up things, the whole company is down with them. So of course that's just a risk right there. So again, that's why we made this course for free. So basically the rest of the learning is you need, like here we're just suggesting you should get this lab, you should get this course and stuff like that, and some may be outdated at this point, but I'll show it to you right now how to actually do this practical. So from here to here, you will understand why we say that SCCM is not a basic skill, and we don't teach it. We don't teach it in your entry level skills, because we don't want to waste that kind of energy for nothing. It's just not gonna, we're not gonna achieve anything basically. But here, if you want to know about it, here you go. You got everything from here. Start from introduction. Sorry, not from this one. Start from this video, and you have to get into this course, by the way. So you just need a free registration and just get in there and then take this first and two section, just to understand the whole concept. How did it came into being? Like, where did this whole SCCM came from? Then I would suggest you to do this. Now, of course, even Practice Lab is removing that type of courses because they're getting old now, some of the 2012 stuff. So if you type config, here you are not going to find that course, but you see show retired title, and there you go. Administrating and deploying System Center 2012 Configuration Manager. If you click on it, it's still available. So you can now open this and try to learn things if you want to learn more advanced stuff, like monitor application, creating a VHD, deploying an application. We actually use easy tools in our training. We use PDQ. And that's why a lot of people move to PDQ, because this was such a tedious job in SCCM that even an experienced administrators were like, if there is something so simple and so powerful, and yet I can do it in 2 clicks or 3 clicks, why would I come here and do like 15 clicks to do something? I know SCCM is powerful. I know it can do a lot of things. I know it can manage many, many things. But sometimes it depends on the people too. People may not like this whole advanced stuff. People may want to go for easy stuff in their jobs, and that's where PDQ is probably more better in deployment than SCCM. Now, I'm not saying at a very bigger level, but there you will find people, even challenging that. Go to Spiceworks and look at the reviews between these two, and look at the comments, and you will find out what other professionals are saying. So here, if you want to touch things, if you want to get that feeling of SCCM, and you want to actually say something in an interview, then this is a perfect place. Why? You have now learned the background of SCCM. You can tell people that I know SCCM is a very large tool. It has a lot of different type of, features and everything. But mostly, in my lab, I have actually done a lot of deployments, and I kind of looked over it. I know what SCCM is. But alternatively, I basically use PDQ. So you see, now if you have done our training, you will talk about PDQ right after SCCM. So you tell them that you know about SCCM, and then you tell them that I have done my full training on PDQ. You see, now you have thrown 2 bigger terms right there. If the people, there are going to be some IT people, and they're going to be sitting there, they're going to, okay, wow, this person already know about SCCM, but this person already did some training on something that they may be using, right? They already know the pains of this stuff. So that is where you are getting unique, getting different than other people. That's where you're getting that real world equivalent to experience training. And that's why we are telling people that this matters. This is what we are talking about. People don't teach this stuff. So you're gonna come over here and then pick on anything. Let's say I wanna do like software inventory, and I'm gonna click start. So when you click on start, you see this is the system center servers that's gonna power on. First, you need to open a domain controller, because everything has to be connected through that domain controller, and that's another reason why we train in our lab environment. We create a whole domain controller, and then you use the Active Directory, you build your own Active Directory, then you basically learn it that way. This is the reason, because in a real environment, you cannot connect these machines without having a domain controller. So that's where when people come to us, say, hey, I have experience in computer repair shop. I just got a call, by the way. And some brothers came and say, I have this experience, that experience. This is where we kind of test them that, hey, how much do you know about this stuff? And then we test them, how much do you know about the business tools like ticketing systems, some of the Office 365 stuff. So a lot of people are either they don't know none of this, or some people are good in 1 or 2 things, and that's why they're not landing jobs. So you got to be very confident on some of these areas. That's why our members are doing great, because they're trained that way. So domain controller is open right here. So if you want to touch SCCM and kind of play around with it, then just open this one too, the sys01. You don't need to open the other ones. If you want to, like I said, you can continue doing it. But again, this is an advanced stuff. I will not recommend you spending too much time on this stuff. You're not getting a job because of SCCM. You're getting a job because of you knowing other things like ticketing system, Active Directory, Office 365. SCCM, if you know it, they're going to like it. If you don't know it, this is not something that people should be giving you a job or not. If people are doing that, then of course you're just dealing with another human being that thinks a very different way. But most likely, a majority of the people don't think that way. They think you're going for a very entry-level job. So here you're going to click on sys01 server, and this is what they are going to give you. This is what I was talking about in this video, that a system administrator or somebody who configure console manager is going to give you access to this one piece. You install it on machine, and like Active Directory administrative tools, you're going to also see this on your Windows 10 machine, not a server. You won't get a server like that. So then you basically double click on it, and then it connects to the server which is managing every other machines. And in this case, we are managing this lab machines probably. And if you click on the devices right here, you see all the systems will come up right here. So as a technician, you can come over here because you have access. Now, the problem with this is that it's not designed for help desk course. Because if it was designed for the help desk course, you would right click on this machine and start and click on remote control, and that should work. most of the people are using these type of features, and that's why they're asking about SCCM, because that's how they're deployed in the companies. And if they're using SCCM, they just want to know that piece of it. Because when you get a call about issue, I'm having a issue with my Chrome, and they explain it, I'm seeing some weird stuff. You just get on this, okay, let me get on your machine. So you go and open your SCCM console, right click on the machine, and then you do remote control, and you just see their screen. You don't kick them out. You don't kick them out of their session. The screen doesn't go black or anything. They see what you're seeing and what you're doing, and they see your name on top of the screen. So this is why, if you don't know about this stuff, that's what we do in a real world environment. Sysadmin, whoever is working with a user specifically, and that will be more of support jobs like IT support, technician, desktop support, user support, help desk. All of these titles are in the same category. So this is why they are asking for this application. But again, you can go more advanced. You can click on software library and play around with some of the software stuff over here. You can create some packages over here. You can create some application, watch some videos online, create some applications, try to deploy it to other machines if you can. And they probably shown in this whole packages right here. So make sure you go over that if you have time. But if you feel a little stress about this stuff, trust me, forget this, go back to PDQ and just use this lab as a kind of like impressing people. This is not required at all, and I will tell you again and again, this is not required. Forget about this stuff. Just kind of learn what it is, what it do, and maybe you can explain that, yes, I have done my lab, I know what the only part that I know pretty well is the remote tool in this. I will come here, but of course, like I said, these labs are not designed for that, and we are not going to make this designed like that, because this whole setup is designed for a system administrator. This setup is for an engineer level type of skills. So that's it. I just wanted to share this because a lot of people wanted to probably get some more practical answer after this one, and now they have a practical touching answer, I would say. Come and touch these things. This is what we're talking about when we say hands-on labs. This is exactly what we're talking about. This is a conference right there. Okay, thank you so much. If you have any question, let me know.